When you try to be healthy in an Indian kitchen, it starts with a noble intention, a declaration whispered to the universe and loudly announced to your family. I'm going to eat healthy, you say, full of the bright-eyed optimism of someone who has just watched a documentary on superfoods. You picture yourself, a glowing paragon of wellness, gracefully gliding through the kitchen, creating vibrant salads and sipping on green smoothies. The reality, however, is a comedic opera set in the heart of an Indian kitchen, where every well-meaning attempt at health is met with a symphony of sputtering mustard seeds, fragrant ghee, and the loving yet unyielding force of an Indian mother. Your first mission, a healthy breakfast. You've decided to swap the glorious deep-fried puri or the carb-heavy butter-laden paratha for something lighter, oatmeal perhaps. You pull out the box of plain rolled oats, a blank canvas for your new healthy lifestyle. You plan to cook it with water, maybe a sprinkle of cinnamon, and a few berries. Simple, clean, virtuous. But then the matriarch of the house, your mother, enters the scene. She observes your culinary experiment with a look that is a complex blend of curiosity, concern, and mild pity. Beta, what is this? She asks, peering into your pot of boss-colored mush. Before you can explain the virtues of soluble fiber, she has taken over. This is what horses eat. You're my child, not a horse. With the swift, practiced movements of a seasoned general, she takes command of the situation. A dollop of ghee, the size of a small iceberg, is unceremoniously dropped into the pan. For flavor and strength, she declares. Next, a handful of cashews and almonds, followed by raisins, for brain power. The water is supplemented with full-fat milk because water is for washing, milk is for drinking. A generous spoonful of sugar, or jaggery if she's feeling particularly healthy that day, is added to counteract the blandness. Your sad, watery oatmeal has now been transformed into a rich, creamy, and undeniably delicious kheer-like concoction. It's certainly not the low-calorie, Spartan meal you had envisioned. But as you eat it, you have to admit, it's 1,000 times more satisfying. You've lost the battle, but your taste buds have won a glorious victory. Lunchtime presents a new set of challenges. You aim for a simple, grilled chicken breast and a side of steamed vegetables. You've marinated the chicken in lemon juice, garlic, and a pinch of black pepper. It's lean, it's protein-packed, it's perfect. You place it on the grill pan and the kitchen fills with a mild, pleasant aroma. This time, it's your grandmother who wanders in, drawn by the unfamiliar scent. She looks at the pale piece of chicken with deep suspicion. Is it sick? She inquires, her brow furrowed. You try to explain the concept of grilling, of letting the natural flavor of the food shine through. She listens patiently, nodding, before delivering her verdict. There's no life in this food. It needs a soul. Her idea of a soul involves a spice box that looks like a painter's palette, filled with vibrant hues of turmeric, chili powder, coriander, and garam masala. Your minimalist marinade is deemed insufficient. A thick paste of ginger, garlic, yogurt, and a dozen spices is lovingly slathered onto your chicken. The grill pan is pushed aside in favor of a heavy-bottomed kadai, into which a generous amount of oil is poured. Your grilled chicken is now happily sizzling away, on its way to becoming a magnificent chicken tikka masala or a rich butter chicken. The steamed vegetables are not safe either. A tadka of cumin seeds, mustard seeds, and asafoetida, fried in ghee, is poured over them, instantly elevating them from a bland side dish to a star attraction. You sit down to a lunch that is bursting with flavor, color, and aroma. It's a feast for the senses, but your calorie counting app is weeping silently in the corner. You tell yourself that turmeric is an anti-inflammatory, and ginger is good for digestion. It's practically a health food. Then comes the ultimate test of your resolve, the evening snack. This is the time when the Indian kitchen truly comes alive. The siren song of samosas being fried, the tempting aroma of pakoras sizzling in hot oil, the promise of a warm, comforting cup of chai, brewed with milk and sugar. You, in your quest for health, have prepared a bowl of sliced cucumbers and carrots. You sit there, crunching on a carrot stick, trying to convince yourself that it's just as satisfying as a crispy potato-filled samosa. Your family looks at you with a mixture of pity and amusement. Why are you punishing yourself? Your father asks, holding out a plate of freshly fried bhajis. Just have one. The phrase, just have one, is the most dangerous forward sentence in an Indian household. It's a gateway. One pakora leads to another, and then another. It's impossible to resist when it's served with a side of mint chutney and the collective encouragement of your entire family. The cup of green tea you were planning to have is replaced by a steaming mug of masala chai, its sweetness a warm hug in a cup. You find yourself rationalizing, it's homemade, so it's healthier than store-bought snacks. Or, I had a light lunch, conveniently forgetting the chicken that was bathed in a creamy, buttery sauce. The battle against the evening snack is often lost before it even begins, a testament to the irresistible allure of Indian comfort food. Dinner is the final frontier. You've planned a light and airy quinoa salad. It's a beautiful medley of colors: red bell peppers, green cucumbers, yellow corn, and a light lemon vinaigrette. You present it at the dinner table with a flourish, proud of your culinary creation. Your family gathers around, looking at the bowl with a collective sense of bewilderment. "Where is the roti?" your brother asks. "Where is the dal, the sabzi?" The concept of a salad as a main course is alien, almost offensive. To them, a meal is incomplete without the holy trinity of roti, rice, and a curry. Your mother, ever the problem solver, quickly remedies the situation. The dal that was simmering on the stove is brought to the table. A sabzi of potatoes and peas, cooked in a rich tomato gravy, magically appears. A basket of hot, fluffy rotis, glistening with ghee, is placed in the center of the table. Your quinoa salad is relegated to the status of a side dish, a strange-looking pickle. You find yourself filling your plate with a little bit of everything. Tear a piece of roti, scoop up some dal, and take a bite. It's a taste of home, a flavor that is deeply ingrained in your being. You add a spoonful of your quinoa salad on the side, a small nod to your original intention. It's a compromise, a delicious carb-loaded compromise. The truth is, trying to be healthy in an Indian kitchen is not just a dietary challenge. It's a cultural one. Food in India is not merely sustenance. It's a language of love, a form of celebration, a cure for all ailments. When your mother adds an extra spoon of ghee to your dal, she's not trying to sabotage your diet. She's showing you she cares. When your grandmother insists on frying the pakoras, she's sharing a piece of her heritage, a taste of her own childhood. Rejecting their food can feel like rejecting their love. And so, you learn to navigate this delicious minefield. You learn to find a balance between your health goals and the culinary traditions of your family. Maybe you start making small changes. You ask for a little less ghee on your roti. You suggest baking the samosas instead of frying them, a proposal that is met with skepticism, but sometimes surprisingly with acceptance. You introduce them to brown rice and whole wheat pasta. You learn to appreciate the health benefits that are already inherent in Indian cooking: the extensive use of spices like turmeric, ginger, and garlic, the reliance on lentils and legumes for protein, the abundance of vegetarian dishes. You realize that Indian food is not inherently unhealthy. It's the modern-day interpretation, with its excess of oil and cream, that can be problematic. In the end, you find your own version of healthy. It might not be the version you see in health magazines, with their kale smoothies and quinoa bowls. It's a version that includes your mother's dal, your grandmother's chicken curry, and the occasional, much-loved samosa. It's a version that is balanced, sustainable, and most importantly, joyful. It's a journey of discovery, where you learn that being healthy is not about deprivation, but about nourishment, both for the body and for the soul. And in an Indian kitchen, there is no shortage of either. You might have started your journey trying to change the food, but you end up with the food changing you, reminding you that the healthiest ingredient of all is the love with which a meal is prepared and shared.